At this time of trial and worry, the blessings of charity are the ideal means to avoid calamity and despair. The Al-Imdad Foundation gives you the opportunity to sponsor a share in a borehole in South Africa for just 1,000 rand and provide what the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, called the best form of charity. Donate online at alimdad.com or call 0861 786 243 for more information.
Listen to something fresh. Listen to Salam Media.
You are listening to the Mid-Morning Talk on Salam Media with me, Mari Makwanda. It's 1 minute past 12, and on this Tuesday, we are going to be featuring 22-year-old pilot from Rustenburg and the co-founder of the NGO Ubuntu Flight, Goitse Diale, as our hit list for today. He's joining me on the line to share his journey with us. Good morning, or rather good day, Goitse, and thank you for joining me.
Good afternoon, and thank you so much for having me. It's really an exciting opportunity sometimes to get to speak to everybody.
That's awesome. Now, at just 22, you're a pilot and doing wonders. When did your journey begin, and have you always wanted to be a pilot?
Funny story. I mean, my journey began when I was young. I grew up just outside of Rustenburg near Pilanesberg International Airport. And I used to see, all the jets that used to come in to the Sun City Resort, and I never knew how they work, so I was super interested. I did have ambitions of going to university for formal education, but I think at around 18, 17, my passion took over for flying, and I think that's when I really decided that my life goal is to become a pilot, travel the world, meet new people and explore new cultures. And I think from when I finished flight school, I was blessed enough to be able to go through an accelerated course. I managed to have a successful training sort of career, and I propelled myself into the commercial aviation space, working with airlines. I've worked with private charters, sort of the private jet space, and then I worked my way up through the corporate aviation ladder. And I guess that's where I'm at. I'm more working with the NGOs and the commercial aviation side.
Oh, that's amazing. Now, what aircraft do you fly?
So I mostly fly small aircraft. I mostly fly the Diamond DA-42. I fly the Sling variants. I fly the Cessna 172, 206, and the 210, and I fly the Piper Arrow.
All right, now you have to explain that for people who don't know, like myself. I mean, we only know what's a Boeing 737, 747. We only know the passenger planes. We only know what a jet. So please explain to us what you just mentioned.
So those aircraft are the smaller aircrafts that can land, in the bush strips. They're more the utility aircrafts. They're not particularly airliners. So they're used for long range, but for sort of outside of the normal operating conditions of the normal airport. They are single engine, most of them single engine aircraft. They can carry about a ton of weight, and very, very, very fun to fly. They don't fly that high, so they give you a very, very nice view of the landscape.
Oh, now we see them flying most of the time, just doing the rounds. When tell us, how does it feel when you are up there, flying, doing your thing?
It's indescribable. It's truly indescribable. I have hundreds of hours, and I've flown so many times, but every single moment and every single time you're in the sky, it's an indescribable feeling. It's magic, being able to see as far as the eye can go, being able to see the world beneath you, being able to see the colors, a new perspective. It's life changing, but it's also a sort of calming feeling, because you are humbled to know that there is a whole world beneath you, but there is a vast sky, and there's just endless places you can go. So it's a magical feeling, truly indescribable.
So the sky is not really the limit. I mean, there's more to the sky than where we're able to go. And now tell us about the My Aviation Life Navigation Rally that took place at Wonderboom. What was it all about? And take us through some of the events that you participated in.
Absolutely. So the My Aviation Life Navigation Rally is a project and a project that we've started. I started with my friends at a company called Status Aviation with the support of Sizwe and Percy. And the goal was, because in South Africa, aviation sport is so underdeveloped, we thought it would be an amazing thing to come together to commercialize not only aviation sports, but to bring pilots together. And we've sort of created the Dakar Rally of Flying, really. And what the event is, pilots come together with navigator, teams of 2 per aeroplane, and we give them a map, and they need to navigate to the finish line while we give them, mixed instructions, and they need to figure out where they need to go. So it's an exciting sort of aviation sports that we are working on, currently developing. We are proud to announce that it's one of the only aviation sports in Africa that is live streamed. So we want to bring the sports closer to people. We want to make it accessible. We're also hoping that, after the COVID restrictions, we can open it up for people to join us at the airport, for fans, for an interactive experience. But in perspective, My Aviation Life is a aviation community network where we welcome enthusiasts, professionals, students to come together on our network to share knowledge, to share their experiences. And I think it's a perfect platform, as I think that knowledge is an endless thing. But at the same time, knowledge is much more credible when you are sharing it with your peers and you're sharing it with those that have come before you. And that is a platform we wanted to create. It's free to join. People can join on myaviationlife.com. And I'm super excited to speak to everybody. I really do try to stay quite active on it. So if you want to reach me, rather than reach me there.
All right. Now, looking back at your journey when you first started in aviation, did you have any challenges?
Absolutely. I think challenges are a thing that we all face in this industry. But for me, as an intersectional South African, I'm a black young man, so that was one of the challenges that I faced. That there were not many people that look like me, but and I come from a background where it's not easy to pay the high cost of flight training, and not just for myself. We all experience this, no matter which background you come from. It's just one of those things. But over time, you get to unite sort of in your little struggle with your peers, white, black, female, and it's been an interesting journey. Some days it's been a very difficult journey, as you had to navigate finances, you've had to navigate self-discipline, you'd have to navigate past your fears. But I can say, as a fraternity, we are very supportive. As a fraternity, we are very, we lean on each other, and there's a lot of positive energy, if I can put it that way, no matter the difficulties that we face, as most of us really come from diverse backgrounds.
Now, recently you co-founded the Ubuntu Flight NGO as a way to help people affected by the recent unrest in KZN and Gauteng. Tell us about what went through your mind when you saw what was happening, that you decided you need to do something.
I mean, I've always been an advocate for goodwill. I've always been a supporter of humanitarian projects, and it was absolutely horrific to hear stories, to see visuals on television of people really disconnected from their lifelines. And for me, it was more, there was no doubt in my mind that I needed to step in somewhere or another. Had it been flying myself, and just flying goods 24/7. And the idea came about the one Sunday morning when I heard a voice note, that was doing the rounds about a children's home that didn't have baby formula and nappies and food. And in that moment, I knew that there was something that I needed to do. It was not a matter of when, it was a matter of what do I need to do right now. And I immediately got up and called a friend of mine who's currently in Zambia. And I said, let's call all our friends that we know who are in aviation, anybody who can fly. We're giving them a call, anybody who can donate. And we managed to have about 100 registrations the first day of people who wanted to volunteer to help. And then the next day, we had about 15 aircrafts ready to fly. We had already raised about 70,000 Rand. And then we had about 1.5 tons of donations coming through. And that's when the flying started really. And we were earmarking people who were sending us requests, who were reaching out on social media. And the project just started like that. It was really an instantaneous moment of, I need to do something. It was a get up and make a difference situation. And looking back, I can't believe how big it has become. I am truly grateful for everybody who's volunteered, who's worked with the team, and it's been a team effort since day one, really.
And you managed to raise over 100,000.
Yes, so that was the previous update. We managed to raise over 100,000. Currently, we managed to raise over 500,000 Rand. And we're looking, obviously, to utilize those funds to continue supporting people. So every week, we go strength by strength. And I'm not saying that we things are good, but any support is appreciated. Any little funds are appreciated as they go directly to the people affected. They go directly to the people who need those donations and support. And I'm truly grateful that people have come to the party to support this great initiative and to support the people in KZN.
All right, Goitse, I lost you there for a bit. Probably some network issues right there. So how is the NGO doing at the moment? Are you still continuing with the relief efforts?
Absolutely, absolutely. The difficult part that we're trying to navigate now is that the main purpose of why we established the NGO, sort of things have calmed down, but we're trying to do a sustainable project where we can support children mostly. We want to support vulnerable children in deep rural areas that haven't been reached by aid. So we are brainstorming some ideas for an initiative that is nationwide, and we can involve multiple parties to come together to better assist. The project is still ongoing. We are not as active as before, but we're hoping to ramp up operations by Thursday. I think I lost you there.
5 or cruise on an elephant safari game drive. Interact with lion and tiger cubs and enjoy world-class halal cuisine while we pamper you during your 5-star stay. Indulge in the true African experience. For reservations, call now on 042 203 1400 or visit kwantu.co.za. The Kwantu Private Game Reserve, the place of gathering.
Sustain, sacrifice, share. This Eid al-Adha, donate your Qurbani through Africa Muslims Agency. We ensure that your Udhiyah Qurbani not only feeds the poor, but creates sustainable incomes for local farmers, brings the practice of sacrifice to the villages, and shares the spirit of Eid. Sponsor in South Africa for 2,400 Rand. Africa, 1,500 Rand. Palestine, 6,150 Rand. Syria, 4,000 Rand. Donate online at africamuslimsagency.co.za or call 011-834-8685. Africa Muslims Agency, inspiring the spirit of giving.
Rejuvenating media day by day. This is Salam Media.
Welcome back. You are listening to the Mid-Morning Talk on Salam Media with me, Mari Mukwanda, and joining me as our hit list for today is 22-year-old pilot and a co-founder of Ubuntu Flight, Goitse Diale, sharing his journey with us. Goitse, thank you for staying on the line. And I know before the break there was some technical issues there, but where can people go for more information regarding flights? Aviation, is there any support there? It's quite expensive. So are there any scholarships available, etc.?
Yeah, absolutely. So I really do implore people to sort of visit flight school websites. I think that would be the number one place to go. Look for an airport near you and inquire about a flight school, and you will get a personalized service where people will sit down with you and give you sort of a breakdown of the course, the cost of everything, and funding opportunities. Alternatively, people can reach out directly to me. You can follow me on Instagram at Goitse Diale. That's GoitseDiale, and I'll be more than willing to help. Funding is really a big issue, obviously, in this industry, but it's not the end of the world. The aviation training course is set out in such a way that one can do a pay-as-you-go sort of model. It might take a little bit longer than one would wish, but it really does get you closer to your goals. There are government funding schemes such as the TITA bursary. There are banks that offer funding as well for your licenses. So I do implore people to reach out to their local flight school facilities, reach out to a local aviation professional, and you'll definitely get some help.
Once upon a time, I also wanted to be a pilot, and well, life showed me flames, and here I am in the media.
You can always go back. You can always try. Flying isn't just limited to career flying. You can always go into a flight school, get a private pilot's license, and enjoy the sky. Fly on weekends, fly with family and friends. So it's not done. And hopefully one day I will be able to take you and some of your viewers on a flight, around Johannesburg and give you that experience. I think that is something maybe we can talk about.
Awesome. I will hold you to that after following you on social media. Now, we have a game that we play. It's called Quickfire. I'm going to ask you 5 questions, and you have to answer them as quickly as you can. Are you ready?
Okay. Yes.
If you were the president, who would be your deputy?
That's a tough question. It would have to be. Does it have to be a South African?
Nope, anyone.
Malala Yousafzai.
All right. So, what would your top priority be as the president?
Prioritizing education, reforming education so that it can reach greater masses and children. Prioritizing social development for marginalized communities. revitalizing our international relations with countries that are especially marginalized in the global economy, making sure that our young entrepreneurs are supported through government funding and support, and youth employment, transforming the youth employment model to make sure that our youth have a sustainable future after tertiary or formal education, and encouraging much more passion in sports and recreational activities in South Africa.
Well, I asked for only one, but you are on the right direction. Perhaps you should run for president.
Thank you.
All right. What is your favorite quote?
My favorite quote. Ooh. If you fail to prepare, you are preparing to fail.
Yes. And if you had a superpower, what would you choose between invisibility, super strength, and reading minds?
Definitely reading minds. Definitely.
I wonder why. But anyways, what book would you recommend?
I'd recommend. Oh, that's a tough one. But I'd first recommend your religious book, your personal religious book, and then I would recommend a book that is centered around success. So I'm really a person of mind and body experiences. So The Art of the Mind, 10 Things to Help You Think, and Living Your Journey Past 20.
All right. I'm glad you didn't say Rich Dad Poor Dad because, like, yeah, it's done now. It's enough. All right, so thank you for that. You have managed to answer the 5 questions. Going back to the interview itself, what's your dream or vision for South Africa?
My dream and vision for South Africa is a united South Africa, a united people where we are able to live in a community where we share our experiences, we share our cultural differences, where we're also able to love each other unconditionally. And my dream South Africa is a South Africa where there's peace in the land, there's definitely progress within the land, a forward-thinking nation that is passionate about its people, but it's also passionate about peace and sustainability around the world. That's my dream for South Africa.
And what is your advice to the youth? I know it was Youth Month last month, but well, you can still offer advice, especially during this time where the youth are struggling in South Africa, the youth are unemployed, the youth lack vision, the youth, they don't have a sense of direction because they feel like, what's the point of going to school when I'm just going to end up sitting at home and staying at home unemployed and having no plan for the future.
I think my advice would be act on your good ideas, get started. No matter how big it is that you're trying to achieve, get started today. Pick 3 things that make you or help you get closer to your dream. Get started. Be positive. Be always positive, no matter the storm, no matter the bad negative thoughts. And also listen to your heart. Listen to your heart no matter what. Find your passion, fuel your passion, and keep going. And my last advice would be learn something new every month. Learn something new, whether it's cooking, whether it's reading, whether it's a short course. Learn something new. As a citizen of the new world, it's important for you to be an active member, but it's also important for you to be able to consume all the knowledge around you. It's a big world out there, and it's your oyster. So go for it. Every single day, go for it.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for your time, Goitse. It has been an absolute pleasure chatting to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I hope to come back and chat a little bit more. And thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited about the future of this project, and I'm super excited for the future of your radio station. And I can't wait to be back.
All right, so we can't wait to have you back as well. And good luck with your future endeavors and have a wonderful day.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Goitse Diale, 22-year-old pilot and the co-founder of the Ubuntu Flight NGO, who came together with a group of his friends, all in a flight, and they rallied up some donations to help the people in KZN, raising over 100,000 rands, and they are still continuing with the good work. And yeah, we wish him well in his future endeavors, as well as everyone else who participated in assisting with the unrest and everything that took place during the unrest. And as he mentioned in his advice, learn something new every day, or every month rather. And I just wanted to share with you guys that Google has this platform called Google Skills, and you can go on there and learn different skills and get certificates. There are beginner courses, there are intermediate and advanced courses as well. All you have to do is go to Google Skills, sign up, apply, and it's absolutely free. And you will learn skills, and from there you can use those skills to go to certain websites where you will learn how to make money. So those skills are not going to go to waste. There are some websites out there that can help you with a little with a little extra cash on the side. That could be your side hustle. If you are looking for a side hustle, if you're looking for other ways to get some income. I know it has been really challenging, really taxing, really difficult times that we are living in, and many people have lost their jobs, especially with the unrest that took place. And if you have access to the internet, if you can go to the internet cafe for a few hours, do that and learn those skills. Go to Google. Yeah, just Google skills, googleskills.com. I stand to be corrected, but you can go Google Skills and get yourself skilled, because the world is your oyster, and you need to do something for yourself today for tomorrow, and just start. There's absolutely no reason why you should not start. So take the ball is in your court, grab it with both hands and run with it. And that is my advice to you. So do stay with us. We will be right back after the break.